Casey from All Things Mama, and today I'm back in the kitchen and I'm going to share one of my favorite recipes with you, homemade waffles. This is one of the top recipes on All Things Mama, and I think you're really going to love it. First, what you're going to do is you're going to take your dry ingredients and you're going to put them into a large mixing bowl. So we have flour, baking powder. It's going to help those waffles rise and get really fluffy in the middle. We have just a little bit of sugar and salt. And once you get that into your large bowl, you're going to whisk it around just like this. Pretty easy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that and you're going to set it aside and you're going to grab 2 eggs. I've already measured everything out just so it's easier, but it really doesn't take long because it's very simple. And you're going to take your mixer. You could even use a whisk if you want, or a fork, but I like to use a mixer because it's really going to mix up the eggs. And you're going to try not to make a big mess and whisk them around. This is just going to take a minute. So we're going to whisk them until they get a little bit light in color and fluffy. And try not to get them all over you, or maybe wear an apron. I should have probably done that, but I did not grab one today. So we're gonna mix these and mix and mix and mix. Okay, so our eggs are done. As you can see, they're like fluffy. I don't do them to where some recipes call for like stiff peaks or just the other stages of eggs, but this is just fine. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take just a little bit of vanilla and I'm gonna add that to my eggs. And I'm just gonna use the same whisk and whisk it around. Okay, and then you're going to go back to your dry ingredients and you're going to slowly add in your eggs. Okay, so we're going to add them in and we're going to mix a little, add it in, just like that. Just mix that around a little bit. And then next, I know it looks weird, but it's going to all come together. We've got, and I'm kind of throwing it out, it's a lot of milk. It's going right in. Not make a mess. And the whisk, you can whisk them in, you can fold them in, but I like the whisk because it gets a lot of the lumps out of your batter. It's gonna be lumpy, but it's just, it helps. So we're going to mix it around. This is something you can do with your kids if you don't mind a mess in the kitchen. And keep going. Okay, next we're adding in a whole stick of butter. Don't tell anybody. You want the butter, it gives it a great flavor and texture. So good. So mix it all around. See how easy this was? So you could use a mix, or you could use just ingredients you already have in your kitchen to make these amazing waffles. Okay, that's it. So your waffle batter is done, and I'm gonna let it just sit for a little bit to let the baking powder start to activate and just everything start to get a little light and fluffy before we put it into our waffle iron. All right, so we're ready to put our batter right into the waffle iron. This is a Belgian waffle iron, but you can use any one that you have, a regular one, but I like this one because it's nice and thick and makes really fluffy golden brown waffles. All right, so we're gonna take our batter and try not to make a huge mess, and we're going to put it right in the middle. Every waffle iron is different, so you're just going to have to kind of play around and see how much works for your waffle iron. Put it right in. Move it around just a tad. I don't want to overdo it too much. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we're going to close it up. And I like this one because in just a second, I'm going to flip it over and then it's gonna cook. And this one tells me when it's done, which is awesome. Okay, I think this is about done. Let's check it out. Ooh, it looks good. Now, usually your first one might not be perfect. This one's pretty good. We might need to add a little more batter so that it fills in completely, but you just have to know your waffle iron and how it cooks and how much batter that you're gonna need to make your perfect waffle. All right, that's it. You can have homemade waffles at home in the same amount of time that it takes to pull a box out of the freezer. Make sure you add lots of syrup on top and butter. That's my favorite. And they're so good.